right lead on the counter canter circle. Okay. There you go. Okay, that'll go. Good job. Good. Okay. So on a counter canter circle here, this is where I always start my lead change process. Okay. So again, on this, and I like the counter canter circle because I think it kind of keeps things in check and in control sometimes, as opposed to just galloping across the diagonal and starting out. So you're going to keep the shape of the counter canter circle, so you want her to shape left, okay? And I want you to start taking this left foot, and I want you to start bouncing this left foot a little bit. I want you to start bumping her in the guts a little bit, okay? Because you need to feel her legs get out of the ground and move. So again, we talk about the horses being positive off the feet, right? Okay. So she's got to go forward. She's got to get energy. When you bounce that leg, she's got to get forward. She's got to have energy forward and lateral. Okay. So what you're doing on the counter canter circle here, and you're not trying to hold her and push her off the circle the whole time, okay? You're using parts of the circle, okay? So like right here, you can bounce your leg, flecture. You want her to send forward and move over to the right. So you're going to open your right rein a little bit, okay? The moment you feel the horses get energy and move over to the right, you're going to soften everything, okay? Good. And then you just let her settle down for a second. You say, chill out here for me for just a bit. There. Good. And then we're going to do it again. You're going to put your left leg on. If you feel her kind of ball up to the left leg, you're going to tap her with the left leg. There we go. There we go. Good. And then when she's moving over there, you feel that she's moved lateral and forward and gotten positive off your foot. Okay, then you're gonna they're gonna soften your foot. You're just gonna let her cruise for a second. There. See, she's even trying to move over on her own a little bit right there, right? So that's good. So put your foot in. See how she responds. If you feel her get tight, you're going to tap her over with that foot. Opening your right rein, making sure your weight is centered to the right a little bit. There we go. There we go. Good. So you teach them that the approach, because this is just a modified, this is like a modified approach to the lead change, right? Okay. Because it's a little bit counterproductive in the sense that, you know, when we're riding along the rail, when we ask the horse to lope off, the horse's haunches go in and the shoulders stand up to the rail, right? Yep. So when we change leads, it's the opposite thing. We want the shoulders to be beyond the hip, right? Okay. So this is where it's good to teach the approach to the lead change off of the counter canter circle, okay? Because think about it, like you're asking her to move over off of the circle, and when we get to the open side of the circle, okay? So keep asking her to move over. So there's our position to change leads. Do you feel that right there? Yep. Okay. Because her shoulders were beyond her hip, right? And she was moving over. Good. Yep. And then give her a place to settle down. So I might be on the same lead on the counter canter, and like in our session here, we kind of have to move through things. But just so you know, on your own work, I might be on a counter canter circle for 20 minutes working on my position before I even ask the horse to change leads, okay? Because the most important thing about the lead change is before the lead change, is the position work, okay? So like right there, she's a little tight, so I'd bump her off that right foot. There you go. There, she's getting positive off your foot. So they have to have all that energy. They have to have all that energy in front of the lead change. Good. When she's good about it, kind of let everything settle down. Good. that goes to what we were talking about in the beginning. That's all about body control, right? Okay. Good job. What you already have an understanding of and knowing that it needs some work, right? Good.
100% better than what it was.
Exactly. Good. Try moving her over right here. Right rein goes out. Good. And the inside rein, we want to make sure we're not leaning on the inside rein too much, okay? Because we want them weight bearing on the outside leg. So in this case, the right leg. So the right hand's going to lead the shoulder out. The left hand's just going to keep it there. Feel her really move over right there?
Yep.
Good job. Okay. We're going to practice on this open side of the circle, moving over again. There you go. Pluck to her when you feel her ball up. There you go. Good job. She rides well. She rides really well. She gets things quickly too.
Yeah.
She really good. Okay, so this time I want you to move her on this part of the circle, and we're going to ask her to change leads over here. Okay. And remember.
Start moving her here.
Yeah, just move over a little bit right there. Good. Now let her soften. Now let her move over again. Hand to the right, soft left hand. Good. That's all. What's that?
Am I supposed to ask her?
Yeah, that's good though. You moved your way across there. So this time, you're not going to send her all the way across here because you're going to know from your counter-canter work that you're going to be ready someplace in this area, in the open part of the circle, okay? But that was good, and she was positive all the way through that move-over process, okay?
And then stay on the circle after
Yeah.
the change?
Yeah, exactly. Remember, she's got to get up and over. She's got to get up and over. Now just swap her foot. Put your right foot on her. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. And keep going left. Keep going left. Keep going left. There you go. That's okay. All right. So now just trot quietly. Get back on your right lead. Okay. So she's just showing us we need even more energy for it, right?
Yep.
Okay. So let's get her up and out of the ground even more. Okay. There you go. There you go. And you're going to think about changing onto the circle, okay? So you're going to move up, move over, change onto the circle. Pull on that left rein. Pull on that left rein. Pull on that left rein. There you go. Just stay right there. Just keep tapping with your right leg. I don't care if she breaks the trot. Just find a way to get to the left lead. Find a way. Get to the left lead. Pull on that left rein. There you go. That's all right. Okay. Good. Now just put soft with your hands and pet her on the neck for a second here. Good. Very good. Let's get back on that right lead. Good. Let's try again. Okay. So we're working on positioning, and she's just green enough about it, okay, that you kind of have to think about changing leads onto the circle, okay? So you kind of have to let everything pull to the left on the circle.
Okay.
So she needs to learn how to change her legs first, okay? What I call changing her legs. So, but just don't do it right away. Just kind of chill out for a second. Because the lead change process is just a lot of pressure and a lot of intensity, right?
Yep.
So you'll want to make sure that everything kind of quiets down, settles down. Good. So we're going to try something a little different. We're going to do it on rail side this time. See what happens, okay? See if we can kind of close her down, but practice moving over. There you go. There you go. Good. So you've got to give yourself space. You're going to get her up and over there. Hands to the right. Change her onto the circle. She's so close. There you go. That's all right. That's okay. That's okay. She's figuring out how to get to that side, right?
Yep.
Okay. Good. Let's stay on the left lead for a second. Let's try our let's work a little bit on the counter canter to the left, okay? So, and you'll see me on horses, like I'll have weeks where I flip and flail like that. But I know if I just keep working on the approach and getting them out of the ground and showing them how to get to the other lead, I'm going to get there eventually.
Yep.
And she loves too good. She'll change it. She loves too good not to change it, you know. Good. So start working on your little exercises here. Like I said, it's like like in an hour, we always feel so pressured to put a lot of stuff into the hour. But like we have to make sure that it stays in a calm manner too, because we've got to rev up the lead change, right? So we got to make sure after the lead change we're quiet. You know, we got to make sure through the whole process, even when we're asking for all the energy to get them to get up and over and change leads, okay? Then we got to make sure that we go back and we do a lot of approaches, and the horses don't start getting scared and worried about it, right? Because it's hard to mix that, because it's such an energy-filled thing, okay? To get our horses to get up off of our feet enough and get the energy enough, okay? Good. There you go. Right there, that's really good. Feel that back leg really release hard?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and try this next time, because she's being pretty good about it.
In the middle.
Yeah. Good. Right strong through it. Open the left hand. There you go. That's all right. Keep tapping with that leg until she finds her back leg. Keep tapping with that leg. Tap, tap, tap with that left leg. She'll find it. She'll find it. She's close. She's close. Oh, you're right. So just trot for a second. Trot. Trot. Just trot for a second. Pet her neck, okay? Because she got her front leg right. She just didn't follow through with the back leg. Now, one thing that's really important is that you're not getting make sure you're not getting too aggressive in your right rein. Because if you pull on the right rein, you make all the weight fall on the right side of the horse.
Okay.
You want all the weight to stand on the left side of the horse, right?
Okay.
So that's where I say that in this instance, the right rein is just for shaping a little bit. The left hand is leading the horse out, okay? Go ahead, lope off, try again. Good. Good. She's being good, because we're asking a lot, we're putting a lot of pressure there, a lot of heat. Open the left rein. There, good job, good. Tolerating all that really well, and that's not easy, okay? Okay, so you're going to go ahead and try again this time, and you're going to get her way up. You're going to have a lot of energy, okay? Lots of energy. Start now. Lots of energy, and change right there. There you go. Good job. Okay, now put your hands down. Only pull on her if she's going to run you through the fence. There you go. Pet her. And now just let her break down to the trot. There. So this is where, like when I'm starting out and we're having to ask her that hard to get it, and that showed us how hard we had to ask to get it, right?
Yeah.
That's a lot of intensity. And that's why it's so important, like you'll see me, even if I'm having to really ride my horses aggressively to make it happen, like I'll change and I put my hands down. I grab my saddle horn. And the only time I pull on the horse is if they're gonna go through the fence with me.
Okay.
Okay? Because we want to teach them to change, and then everything's okay on the other side of the change and to settle, right?
Yeah.
So
She had so much movement behind it, I thought she didn't switch.
Yeah,
but
no, you got it
She
that
just
time.
had
That
so
was
much
good.
power.
But that's showing you at this point in the game how much energy you have to have for to do it, right? Okay. So, and then like I always let everything settle down. I let them, even if they're running a little bit, I let everything settle down. I make myself count to 5. Then I take a hold of my horse quietly. I get things settled down, and then I go all the way back down to the trot, okay? Now you're gonna walk. Okay. Pet her on the neck. Okay. And now let's go ahead and let's go back on our right lead because you figured out how hard you had to ride and how much energy you had to do to get that to happen, and that was good. Okay. Good. So now let's do the right lead. Good. And you're gonna right away. You're gonna check your approaches right on the counter canter circle, and make sure that she's calm and quiet about it all. Right. That she gets positive. When I say calm and quiet, she's still got to get that energy up there. But then you got to read as a rider. Is she getting upset? Is she getting anxious about it? Is her behavior getting bad? Because all those things can happen, right? Yeah. And like I said, it might take me 20 or 30 minutes on a counter canter circle working on that approach, because the approach is the very most important thing in the lead change, not the lead change itself. Okay. And that's why I said, if I get my approaches right, and even if my horses don't change, if it's a green horse and they're fuddling through, I know the more I do it, okay, and if I keep working on that approach, it'll come, okay? Good. So as long as she's moving over and being positive off your foot when you put your foot on, as long as she's getting up there we go, and she's being pretty quiet about it, right? She's being pretty good about it. So when you find that moment that she's doing that, then you can approach the lead change.
A little more.
It's not bad though, okay? So just soften everything down for just a second. There you go. There you go. Change right there. Put your foot on her heart. There you go. Just keep tapping. She's good. So just like right there, just get everything organized. So if she's going to change leads well. The reason I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing because she just swapped back and clean as shit. You know what I mean? So when they're that quick with their leg, they will learn how to change leads well. Okay. So just get everything to kind of settle down. Like I'd go slow for just a second. Say everything's all right. Because again, it's you're getting it. You're understanding how much pace and intensity you need to make her swap her legs right now, right? What I call we're in the swap the legs, what I call the swap the leg phase of things, where you just have to teach them to change their legs. And once they know that they can change their legs, then you start going back and really fine-tuning your approach process, okay? So right now she kind of needs speed and a balance point to change leads, right? Okay, so test her out, like start moving her over there, start getting everything geared up. Good. And really think when you change, you're going to change her onto the circle. Your hands come to the left, your body comes to the left. Change her onto the circle hard. Come back to it. There you go. So you're physically going to have to kick her and pull her over there a little bit. I'm telling you.
With the right rein?
Huh?
With the right rein or the left rein?
Both hands.
Okay.
Say get over here. Okay. You're going to have to kind of knock her on lead right now.
Okay.
Get her up, get her over, change her on this side. Get her up, get her over. Now change back hard this way. There you go. That's all right. That's all right. Just go back to it. You feel that? So I don't tell a lot of people to do this, just so you know.
Okay.
But she needs to learn how to swap her legs. Okay. Yep. And because she's so like I call it knocking them on lead. Okay. Yep. So and you don't want to do this. You only want to do this enough that they learn how to swap their lead. Okay. So you're gonna pull her on the. Kick her with that right foot. Pull. Okay, just slow down. Don't make it that wild, okay? There you go. Get it under control. Good. So you're going to have to pull on that left rein a little harder and get her to swap that lead.
That's the fastest she's gone in
There you go.
She's like, you wanted me forward off your leg.
Right, exactly. She's like, I'll show you positive. Good. Take that left foot, kind of get her up, get her way out of the dirt. Good. Now just turn left and change. Turn left hard. Turn left hard. Turn left. Keep turning. There you go. There you go. Now just make her find her hind leg. Don't let her change back. Keep going left. Keep going left. Turn. Just turn right here. Turn until you gotta put your right leg on her. There you go. Now pet her. Okay. Good. So now trot. Good. Get back on that right lead. I think your feet need to be a little more involved. I think you get going at a pace and that right leg, maybe you're thinking you're putting your right leg on her, but everything has to come left part first. Okay? So your hand and your right leg have to make everything come left part. Good. Left rein, hard. There you go. Now keep turning left. Don't pull on the right rein. Turn left. Turn left until she finds. Keep turning. Just keep turning and bumping with that left leg until she finds it. She can trot and find it. She can trot and find it. Keep pulling left. I'll get out of your way. Keep pulling left. There you go. Now stop and pet her. Because she's exactly the type of horse that moves really good and she gets up, but then her feet get stuck.
Yep.
Okay? So, now listen, I don't tell a lot of people, and the only reason your mom's standing here, and she's got sense about it. So you just don't go running around and jerking them on the circle. But she needs to learn how to release her legs.
Yep.
And then once she starts to learn to flop her legs over there, then you go back to your process of moving up and moving over. Okay? So that's what I call knocking them on lead. Okay? And some horses need it. And it's funny, like I had the way I learned this was years ago. I had a really cool horse and it did everything. I could not get a lead change book. It was terrible. And I had Jason and Charlie help me, and Charlie said that horse is the type of horse that needs to get knocked on lead so it knows that it can change its legs.
Yeah.
Okay. She's exactly the same thing. It was the exact same thing. He was a cute horse. He was a kind horse. He was a good loper. All those things. So you think that it should just be easy, like you get them up and they're going to swap.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a part of them that they're kind of like stiff horses. They're like kind of like stiff horses, and it makes them good in one way. Like they keep loping and they lope in a good rhythm.
Yeah.
But then they don't. They're like I don't know how to get to the other side of that.
Exactly.
You know. So you kind of have to teach them to. You have to knock them on that lead. And once you start getting your lead changes to happen, you always work on your approaches.
Yep.
You always keep that going. But then once you get them starting to where you're able to kind of rile them up, pull them onto that lead, and maybe even if the hind leg's late for a little bit, it takes you a second to kick that hind leg over there, or they've got to trot through it, it's okay. But the moment you can start getting that, then you start going back and refining, and then they say, oh, I can get to the other lead. But she just goes,
I was happy that she didn't really kick out
right.
or buck or
No,
anything.
exactly. But
She got a little mad with the turns.
right.
But...
Well, but the biggest thing is that, and like I said, we try to put so much into an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this easily could have been done over 2 or 3 rides.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we did. So make sure you understand that,
mm-hmm.
and that you don't put so much pressure that, and that's where I see when I get horses that have had bad lead change experience, or I've worked with somebody that they're fretful and worried and all that
mm-hmm.
stuff. It's because somebody doesn't take the time. And
Yep.
she's pretty kind-minded. She's
Yes.
very
Yeah.
kind-minded.
She doesn't
So
try to be bad.
So that's like very important that when we rev it up and try to make it work, if it works, 50% of it works, and we've got to kick that back leg over there or something like that, that we settle down, we ride for a second, we break down to the trot, we walk for a little bit, take it out. So it's very easy for me, like on a 3-year-old that I'm teaching to change lead, it's very easy for me in a 45-minute session to maybe change leads twice. maybe once each way.
Yeah.
Or maybe I say I'm just focusing on my right to left lead change. You know, so that shows you the length of time that it takes to work on it.
Yeah.
And I'll be working on my approach, or if I have to get it to knock on, or if I have to knock it on lead, if I have to get it to use balance in my favor to teach it to change legs or something like that. But it always goes back to because you think about it, at the end, we want them to be not only, like, the ultimate goal would be a Western riding horse with a droop and a rein, right? And going down the line. So they can't be fretful and worried about it. Like you were saying, like, kind of happened with this horse with the trainer before a little bit, right? Okay. Because that's
She
years.
wasn't ready.
That's years and years. That's years and years of rehabbing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it never goes away. Right. Good.
Didn't get too involved with it, which is good.
Good. So go ahead and just walk her around a little bit. That was really good. That was fun.